Are you looking for the best tips when visiting Glacier National Park? Come on a hike with us on some of the best trails in Glacier National Park and Going to the Sun Road, as we cover 10 essential questions that you need to answer for a successful first visit. Let's get started. If you're committed to visiting Glacier National Park, the first question you need to ask while we hike to Avalanche Lake is, do I need a reservation to visit Glacier National Park? This one trips up a lot of first-time visitors because even if you have a park pass or are willing to pay at the gate, that doesn't guarantee entry. Glacier National Park has a seasonal vehicle reservation system in place for the best parts of the park, especially during the summer high season from July to mid-September. This applies to the most popular scenic corridor, Going to the Sun Road, as well as Mini Glacier and the North Fork areas, but it's not a blanket reservation. Each area requires a separate timed entry ticket, and they're only good for the specific road or region listed on the permit and can sell out within minutes, especially for Logan Pass. But if you miss out on a reservation, you can still enter before 6 a.m. or after 3 p.m., or with a tour, campground, or lodging booking that counts as a reservation for entry. But double check the rules because they change. We've got 9 more tips, but learn about the timed reservations and more in our video description. We'll cover hiking tips in a minute, but now that you know the reservation system is to help manage people in the park during busy season, let's hike Hidden Lake Overlook and answer. When is the best time to arrive at Glacier National Park to avoid crowds? If you're not a morning person, Glacier might just convert you, or you may want to stay home. That's because trailheads, especially the popular ones like Grinnell Glacier Trail, Avalanche Lake, and Hidden Lake Overlook, can fill up before the sun is fully risen. Parking lots at Logan Pass are often packed by 6:30 or 7 a.m., and it's not uncommon to see rangers turning people away due to full lots by mid-morning. Getting an early start also gives you cooler hiking temperatures, less intense sun, and often better chances of spotting wildlife like moose or mountain goats before they retreat from the heat. On the flip side, late afternoon to early evening can also be a great time, especially for sunset hikes, like we did to Red Rock Falls, which we'll show later, or just taking in golden hour views without the lunch hour traffic. The midday window from about 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. is when the crowds peak. The sun is hottest and traffic slows to a crawl. So to avoid crowds at Glacier National Park, plan to arrive early, ideally before 7 a.m., or visit key areas in the late afternoon or evening. But the best reason to arrive early is that the out and back trails are terrible with two-way traffic. If you hike early, you'll enjoy hiking the trail without oncoming traffic getting in your way on the way out. But on the way back, you'll learn what we mean. Speaking of hiking Grinnell Glacier, do you really need bear spray in Glacier National Park? Glacier is one of the few national parks where grizzly bear encounters are a real possibility, and black bears are common too. Rangers recommend every hiker or hiking group carry bear spray and know how to use it. That means keeping it on your hip or chest strap, not in your backpack, and practicing how to unclip and aim before you need it. Bear spray is more effective than a gun in deterring a charging bear, and bear spray doesn't harm the animal permanently and won't get you in trouble with the feds. But just having bear spray isn't enough. You should also hike in groups, make noise, especially around bends or near noisy streams, and avoid hiking at dawn or dusk when bears are most active. But never approach wildlife for photos. Get a zoom lens instead. You absolutely need bear spray in Glacier National Park, but only about 10 bear encounters have ended in death. Bear spray is available at many stores when you get to the park, but if you are lucky like us, you may just find an extra can of bear spray on the trail left by another hiker. Let's continue with hiking next, as we enjoy Trail to Cedars, and later we'll work on how the weather will affect your adventure. Are hikes in Glacier National Park difficult for beginners? Glacier has some beautifully accessible trails like easy Trail to Cedars, but even some of the easy ones can be surprisingly strenuous for first-time visitors. A trail marked as moderate may still have 800 feet of elevation gain in just a mile or two, and at higher elevations, even mild climbs can leave you winded. Trails like Avalanche Lake or Hidden Lake Overlook look short on paper, but they will be difficult for people that don't walk much. Add in altitude, sun exposure, and rugged terrain, and you've got a real workout. But there are fantastic options for less experienced hikers like Trail to Cedars and Red Rock Falls. These offer big scenery with little effort. Glacier National Park hikes can be tough for beginners and those with limited mobility, especially if you're not used to mountain terrain. But with smart trail choices and realistic pacing, you can still have a great experience. But if you can walk every day leading up to your trip, where you can get in 2 miles of walking per day, you'll get yourself in pretty good shape to enjoy every easy hike in Glacier National Park. Conversely, Highline Trail is one of the hardest of the top 10 hikes in Glacier National Park, but it can get deadly if the weather is bad. So, what's the weather like in Glacier National Park? The weather in Glacier can change in a matter of minutes, especially at higher elevations or exposed ridgelines. It's not uncommon to start your day in full sun, hike through cloud cover, and get caught in a hailstorm on the way down. Or in our case, on Highline Trail, get delayed by pea soup fog and then discover some of the best panoramic views of our entire trip. But even in July and sometimes August, snowfields linger, especially on north-facing slopes, or higher trails like Highline Trail. Temperatures can swing 30 degrees in a single day, but trailheads can be warmer than higher elevation destinations. Carry a rain jacket, warm fleece, sun protection, and extra water even if you're only planning a short outing. Glacier National Park's weather changes throughout the day, so come prepared for sun, wind, rain, and even snow in the same day. We'll move on to going to the Sun Road next, but are you liking this walk and talk format? We share all of the national parks we visited in this way. Subscribe today so that when you search for Glacier National Park or other places we've visited, our videos show up at the top of your search results. Okay, back to the list. And are there gas stations and cell service in Glacier National Park? If you're used to Googling your way out of a jam, you might be okay. We have T-Mobile and found the cell service usable in St. Mary and West Glacier. But cell service is sketchy in the park, so don't rely on apps that need constant data. Bring paper maps and a compass and a guidebook. Gas and other items are available at the park entrances, so fill up your tank before you enter, especially if you're driving long distances between areas like Two Medicine and Mini Glacier. Download offline maps, save trail info, and if you're staying inside the park, enjoy being disconnected. Every good national park video needs a dad joke. Since we're on going to the Sun Road, have you heard that Teslas don't have that new car smell? Owners say that they have more of an Elon Musk. Okay, back to the list, and Swift Current Trail to Red Rock Falls. Can I do Glacier National Park in one day? Glacier National Park is one of the most diverse parks in the country. If you want to see the highlights from going to the Sun Road, you can do Glacier National Park in one day. But to truly enjoy the park, plan to hike a lot. Glacier National Park is huge and separated into sections with areas like Logan Pass, Mini Glacier, Two Medicine, and the North Fork, which are all separated by hours of driving, and that's without traffic or construction delays. But add in full parking lots, timed entry tickets, trail closures, and bear activity, and you'll quickly learn that flexibility is key. You might plan for Grinnell Glacier, which can take all day, and end up doing Red Rock Falls instead. And that's okay, because you can see moose. There's so much to see that you'll never feel shortchanged, but trying to do it all in one day or even in one trip is a fast track to failure. The last time we went to Glacier National Park, we stayed a week and we still didn't go on all the trails we wanted to. Why are you going to Glacier National Park? Tell us in the comments and join the conversation today. Okay, let's transition to Virginia Falls and answer, do I need a map if I'm just doing short hikes in Glacier National Park? Even short hikes can become confusing if trail names shift or you're dealing with snow patches, unmarked forks, or poor signage. Some trails, like the hike to Virginia Falls, have multiple intersections to navigate and signage varies in quality as you see here. But since you probably won't have a cell signal, smart to go old school with a paper map from the Visitors Center and a compass. Supplement that with a GPS hiking app with offline maps downloaded beforehand. Maps are also helpful if you need to detour. Find a bailout route or explain your location in case of an emergency. Everyone likes to go to the water when the sun is out, so let's head to Iceberg Lake for this question. Is the sun stronger at high elevations in Glacier National Park? At higher elevations, UV rays are much more intense, even when it's cloudy or cool. Combine that with reflective surfaces like snowfields and alpine lakes, and you've got a recipe for serious sunburn or even snow blindness if you're not wearing proper eye protection. Many visitors feel fine while hiking, only to crash later with headaches, dehydration, or sun fatigue. That's why it's essential to wear broad-spectrum sunscreen, a wide-brimmed hat, and UV-blocking sunglasses. And to drink water constantly, even if you're not sweating much. Yes, the sun is stronger at high altitudes in Glacier than probably where you live, so protect yourself like you're on a beach, even if you're surrounded by snow. When you are visiting Glacier, you need a place to stay. So let's walk through St. Mary KOA and answer, where should I sleep when visiting Glacier National Park? First come, first serve campgrounds such as Mini Glacier and Two Medicine often fill up by 5 to 6 a.m. And people sometimes line up before sunrise just to snag a site. If you're not an early riser, you'd better book one of the reservation-only campgrounds like Fish Creek or Apgar months in advance. But if you don't mind staying outside the park, we like St. Mary KOA and Mountain Meadow RV Park. Glacier camping is absolutely worth it. Waking up in nature, steps from the trail, but it requires planning or a lot of flexibility. Keep in mind some campgrounds have closures due to bear activity or road construction. Glacier's value campgrounds and surrounding budget lodging options fill up incredibly early, so plan ahead. But to continue planning your first trip to Glacier National Park, watch this video next.